What's up, people? Muggy Maniac's back. We're gonna run the Muggy again. The servo is doesn't steer too sharp, so I don't even know how long the steering servo is gonna last, but we'll see. See if we can get her. See, this thing barely turns, man. This thing barely. I mean, it's not. This servo is just the one I put in it for now. It's just doesn't have a lot of torque, like at all. Not very much. So we're gonna run it for a little bit, get on it, get her wrapping, maybe get a little. I can only get like 3/4 throttle on this in my on my street, because I mean you only got, there's the main. I live next to like a main street. Kind of sucks sometimes, it gets noisy. People think this freaking street's a drag strip. People are dragging down. There's people that I've seen people late at night just doing donuts in the middle of this thing. I don't know why the cops. If I was a cop and I wanted to, you know, make my quotas or whatever, I'd be hanging out right somewhere on this street, man, because people race down here all the time, man. Freaking rice burners left and right. But anyway, so I've only got from there to there, and this. The Muggy is kind of, you know, kind of a pig and needs a lot of room to run. So I'll see. I can't really get her opened up too much, but it's cold, right? I mean, it's not freezing cold. Like when I say it's cold, it's just because for us in SoCal, like I said before, anything below, let me adjust my brakes here a little bit, anything below freaking 60 degrees for us is freezing our balls off. So I know that's like, you guys are like, man, that's like freaking summer to us. But so I mean, it's probably like, I don't know, I'd say it's at least 50 right now. So, you know, these motors like to tune better at a little warmer temperatures. Like I told you guys when I was talking to Rick yesterday, he said he's having a hell of a time breaking in motors. Rick at RB Mods, because he said it's like freaking, because the breeze comes through his warehouse, his shop there, and it cools off really quick. So I mean, he can't, a lot of times he can't even break in motors because he can't even get them up to temp, you know. And if you guys know, if you can't get them up to temp, you're not going to be able to tune nothing. So let's fire her up. Hold on one second. We're going to get her ripping. And enough of the Muggy Maniacs blabbing. Shout out to all my brothers out there. Let's do some nitro, man. I know you guys want to here's some nitro. Most of you guys are freaking retired for the winter over there, so. Where's get a lid on her. Man, this thing is not even warm at all. It is chilly. She's idling pretty good though. Oh, she was idling pretty good. It's freaking cold out here, man. Fire this baby up again. Dang it. I gotta take the lid back off. Son of a biscuit. See what I mean, people? Rice burners around here, man. Yeah, I can't really, it's hard to open her up, man, because, like I said, this street's really short. But, that's still only like 3/4 throttle. I can't really pin it full throttle because I don't have enough room. This thing's geared pretty tall right now too. I changed the gearing on it. Still running really rich. Well, this servo hasn't taken a shit yet, but it's just it doesn't have a lot of torque, man. This servo is really, it's slow, and it's just a weak extra servo that I have. I've got some new saddle boxes coming, and I've got like four servos coming, man. I need 2 more. I need a couple new ones for my for the Mugen too. Like I said, all my high techs took a shit, man. The only good servos that I have are the ones in my Techno and the ones in my my MBX7T. So this one only needs 1, but I'm just gonna replace both. So the Muggy and the Mugen the Muggy and the Mugen Buggy need brand fresh servos, man. Fuck high tech. Hey man, this stock Novarosi 28.8 Rex Legend loves the dynamite, man. It's the perfect pipe. Actually doing good. Oh yeah. Leaned her out a little. Ooh, yeah. Almost got her full throttle right there. Opened her up a little bit. I just run out of room, man. I need to adjust the brakes again. I think it has to do with servos. These dang tires, man. I gotta find another pair, man. These are the original tires. I really didn't want to, but you know, I just wanted to do an old Muggy style, OG rims right there, man. That's what this thing looks like, original. Obviously, everything inside of it's pretty much changed. So I don't even think this thing's warmed up yet. So it's cold out right now and it's overcast. But anyway, I'm gonna finish off this tank of fuel, and then I'm gonna call this one quits. But it's running really good right now. Yeah. We're down on fuel. I don't want to. We're done on fuel. Well, she's running really strong. This is probably the first time I was able to actually lean it out, because this thing, ever since I've had the stock 28.8 Novarosi in here, it just, for the first, like, almost I'd say about 2 gallons, it just wanted to run really, really rich all the time. Every time I tried to lean it a little bit, it would bog top in. I leaned it probably about 30 minutes, and what that means is, you know, 1 hour on a clock, 30 minutes, like half. I ordered quarter, and then I started at 4 turns out, which is what Novarosi recommends factory for these motors, which I usually run about 4 turns out from all the way bottom on the high-end needle, which I did, and I got to about almost 3. I turned in little quarters at a time, and this thing, it didn't bog top in, and it started to pick up more power, and this thing started to scream, man. Yeah, I need to, I can't wait to get new servos, man. I really want to run and bash the hell out of this thing, but I really don't trust it. That's why I'm doing it here on the street, because, you know, I don't, you know, need to worry about too much turning as if I was bashing, you know. If I was bashing, this thing probably would have went out already. And it just turns real slow. I mean, look at the tires. That's turning that. So you don't turn until I lift it off the ground, and then they turn. It's just this is a weak servo. So anyway, I just wanted to run it, man. I didn't get a chance to run it yesterday because that other servo took a shit. So I wanted to run this one a little bit more, which I just did. And man, this thing runs so, man, it's stock, man. I can't believe it. It's crazy, man. I'm telling you, people, like I said before, this motor is a must. Anybody that's getting into to nitro and wants to get their first real motor, and you're tired of pull starts and rotostart bullshit, or you're burned out and, you know, 21s ain't doing it for you. You know, if all those things are cool, if you like breaking pull starts and you like pull starting it and you haven't had any problems, you like rotostarting it and you haven't had any one-way bearings go out, you know, and you mostly race and you're used to .21s and you've never had modified, or you've never had anything but .21s or .18s, man, I'll tell you what, once you try one of these motors, even stock, you won't run a .18 anymore, trust me. You won't, unless you're helping somebody like I was. The only reason I did it, because I have no .8. Well, I have one .18, but I got it for free, basically, and it's just a conversational piece on my shelf. I would never build or put any money into it to run that thing, period. .18s are for road cars, and I probably will never run a road car. But anyway, to get back to what I was talking about, man, this motor is a must. You know, and I guarantee you, with everything that's been going on in the nitro, and then now, you know, what Rick was telling me when I was telling you guys in the last video about Novarosi bullshitting him and dicking him around, and the owner of Absolute kept blowing smoke up their ass saying that they were in the works, and it was in, you know, they were designing a .32 for Novarosi, which was a bunch of bullshit. They're not going to develop any .32 Novarosi. So they already discontinued the .25, like I said before. This one won't be around. I guarantee you, eventually they will discontinue the Novarosi. So if I have 3. I'm going to get maybe 1 or 2. I'd like to have 3 or 4 of these, couple modded stock, and just sit on them, man, because this motor will go down in history with one of the best, most reliable, maybe not the biggest, but one of the biggest, but definitely most reliable, most freaking quality motor of this size. Okay, hands down, this is the best .28 there is. And modified, it'll smash a .32. Now, obviously, an LRP .32 would smash on this thing modified, but like I said before, this thing will outlast that LRP .32 and any other motor out there. This is a motor that, whether you keep it stock or modify it, will last a long time. You will have 0 issues with it. Will tune very easily and fire up, man, the first time. Ring, this thing fires up first time. I could not run this thing for a year, I guarantee you. And I could bring it out here fire it up, one thing will fire up first time. Guarantee it. So anyway, this motor is definitely, you gotta have one of these. I've got a few of them. I'm not done with them. I'm gonna get more. I'm gonna get one more at least. I'm gonna get one more. I'm gonna get another one modded. So I have 2 modded and just keep the other one stock. And I'm good, man. You know, so anyway, the Muggy is cool. It just needs a real servo because, you know, especially these tires being a lot heavier than the other tires I usually run on it. Forget it. This servo that's in there is just enough for me to run it around and to actually steer it. It's like running a dragster. You know, dragsters don't have any steering because it's not meant to go straight. That's almost what this steering is good for. Drag racing, that's it. But yeah, this thing gets up and goes, man. Dynamite 053 Platinum. Gotta have it on there. I mean, do what you want to do. I'm just telling you, and John Bodegel will tell you, and you can try all the other pipes like I did. This motor stock with that pipe and that header, the conical that comes with it, perfect, man. This is the funnest, most low maintenance motor. I mean, if you even ever get into modifieds, man, this is plenty. You know, the LRP .32, like I said, man, you got to change the carburetor, you got to mill the carburetor, you got to do a lot of work. I mean, it's doable. A newbie can learn it. Anybody can do it, you know. It's just, you know, you're going to spend another, you know, $100, $200 more. This motor is $200. Even if you didn't modify an LRP, you're going to spend $300. Okay, an extra $100. This motor, like I said, pound per pound, dollar for dollar, buck for buck, is the best motor, big motor, hands down. Any questions? No questions. There isn't any questions. There's not even an argument there. This motor is the best motor, and I wish, you know, it's a sad shame that Novarosi couldn't come out, because Novarosi, can you guys imagine Novarosi? I would call it I don't know what I would call the motor, because you can't call it a Rex Legend. I would call it a Next Legend. Novarosi Next Legend .32 8-port. Oh my God. I don't care if the head on it was pink with purple polka dots. I would buy a couple of them. I'd buy a box. Guaranteed. But, you know, that's, you know, sounds good in a perfect nitro RC world, but that shit ain't happening. So, who knows if anybody was ever going to come out with anything bigger than this quality. I wish LRPs were the quality of this thing. It would, and we're an 8-port. Because even Rick told Novarosi, we don't want no fucking 7-port. You can take 7 ports and stick them up your ass, because us guys that won mods, we don't want the 7 ports. We want the 8 ports. Like I said before, because the 8-port keeps screaming, keeps revving higher and higher. The 7-port drops off. So anyway, that's all I got, people. This video will probably be up well after the other one that you guys are probably still watching or haven't watched. I'm just letting people get caught up in the videos instead of just bombarding people with all my videos. So you won't even get this one. As soon as you get this one, you'll probably get the one right after it. Will be when I run the day after this one. I'm going to run the Techno tomorrow. As long as it doesn't rain. I don't know. It's looking kind of, it doesn't look like it's going to rain. I don't know what the weather, I got to check. But I'm running the Techno and the modified Pico .28, man. So I just had to get warmed up with this stalker right here. Now it's time to fire up some mods, man. I miss my mods, but I love this thing, man. It's a fun motor, man. It's good on gas now too. I'm surprised. This thing used to eat gas like crazy. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's because it's more broken in now and everything. It just, man, I would have went through 3 tanks of fuel in the 15-20 minutes that I ran this thing right now. You know, I barely went through a tank. So, all right, people. That's all I got. Shout out to all my brothers, Raja111, Elite RC, you know, Mr. John, Zah, Bodegel. There you go, John, Zah. It's not modified, but that's the Zah, okay? You know, LRP is bigger, but come on, man. That's just the quality, man. You know, LRP is a freaking, you know, a Lamborghini, and it's badass. But, you know what I mean? But as far as quality, You know, the Novarosis are the Bugattis, man. They're Italian. What do you want? So, anyway. Alright, people. Again, that's Muggy Maniac. That's the last of the, you've seen a little bit of brap in there. Hang tight and we'll catch you on the next video. Peace out.